While learning a language, the worst thing for you to do is to constantly think that I'm making mistakes. But at certain point in your learning, you need to also know how to avoid mistakes. So at the basic beginner's levels, don't worry about your mistakes. But as you go to the next level, you go to the mid or the higher level, you go to the intermediate or advanced level, then you start thinking what are the mistakes and how to avoid them. I'm giving you 4 points in this video, and these 4 points will tell you the kind of mistakes you might make and how to avoid them. It is possible that all of you don't require all of them. I'm preparing the video for a large variety of audiences. You might require 1 or 2 of them, or you might require only a single one of them. Some others might require all of them. So the choice is yours. Listen carefully and find out what you require and work on it. Also, don't forget to tell me how you feel after you try these tips, because if you give your feedback after watching the video, then I can prepare other videos which you require, which after this video you need a follow-up of particular videos. Then it helps me by looking at your comments. Many of the videos on the channel now, more than 600, 700 videos, are based on what you have suggested, what you have asked for. I often prepare special videos for members who have requested. Sometimes their names are also there in that. All these come to you as benefits. So let us see what mistakes are usual and how to avoid them. If you really want to speak well, if you want to carry out a conversation, or if you want to participate in a meeting or a discussion, you must remember that concentrating only on what you want to say is not the correct way. Avoid the mistake of not listening to what others are saying. I know you are busy thinking about what you will say, how you will say it, but you will not be able to say the correct thing if you haven't heard what the other person or the other people in the group are talking about. Everybody is discussing, suppose all friends are sitting together, they are discussing the situation in the world today. Now you have an opinion about all this. So in your mind you are thinking, I will say it like this, I will express my opinion, I will strongly put forward my idea. But the friends have changed the topic and they are discussing what they will do next Sunday. Suddenly you interrupt and you say, you know, the global situation today. They will laugh at you, or they will say, what are you talking about? We are planning for next week. We are not talking about the situation in the world anymore. So unless you listen, you will not be able to say what you want to say in the correct context. Fluency is very good, but fluency in the correct way. To answer, if somebody asks you, what is the time now? Now you cannot say, today is Sunday. You have to give them the time. You have to look at the watch and say, it is 10:35 now, or it is 11:15 now. In this way, you need to answer to a question which is asked, and unless you listen, you cannot really answer. Therefore, it is very important for you to pay full attention without, focusing only on what I will say and not focusing on what the other person is saying. That mistake needs to be avoided in order for you to speak fluently and correctly to contribute to any discussion or any conversation. In your communication, body language is very important. Unless you practice good body language when you're speaking, that's why I tell you to record yourself, video record, or stand in front of a mirror. Then you can watch yourself, you can observe yourself and see how you are communicating. Also, the body language of your listener is important, not only yours. You go on speaking, the other person is looking very bored, or the other person is looking restless. The other person is trying to tell you, please stop, please stop. By looking at that person, you know that person is not paying attention to you. These are important clues for you to look for. So you have to avoid the mistake of contradicting your words with your body language. Suppose you are saying something which is serious and something which is unpleasant, then you keep smiling. That is wrong body language. You are trying to say something which is light-hearted. You are trying to be friendly and you have a frown on your face. Now these are facial expressions, these are muscles in the face which we have to put in the right way so that our message is made stronger by the body language. If you keep holding your hands like this while you speak, then you don't sound as though you are saying something from your mind. It feels as though you have learnt it, like a parrot, and you're just reciting it. If you really want to sound natural, then you need to move your hands. Then you need to point out using some gestures. The way you hold your body, that also is important. If you do that, you are crouching, you are bending down. That doesn't give a clear, assertive communication. You want to give it loud and clear, you must be standing straight or holding your shoulders straight. These are all important points which you have to keep in mind. This is a mistake many people make. So the fluency of their communication becomes less important because their body language is saying something else. Lack of clarity is a very important mistake which many of us make when we are speaking. Suppose I prepare a video where I don't tell you anything clearly. I'm very vague. I say, okay, this is possible, that also is possible, or I keep hesitating by saying, then there is no clarity in what you're saying. Either you don't give any information or you give too much of it. In both cases, your communication is not good, because for a particular audience, in a particular span of time, you have to only give that much and no more. And whatever you're saying has to be clear. That is very important. Suppose I have this video where I'm giving you only 4 tips. Time available is short. I can include 40 tips. Now will I be able to say them clearly, talking about each point slowly? I won't be able to do that. I'll rush through by saying, this is the first point, this is the second point, this is the third point. This doesn't make sense, because it becomes very vague. Vague is difficult to understand. Lack of clarity, that is what vague is. Therefore, we need to avoid that. We must remember that whenever we are trying to communicate, it is not for our benefit. I already know what I want to say. But I'm not saying it to myself. I'm saying it to somebody else. Therefore, a mistake to avoid is that you think what I have said is very clear. You never anticipated what the audience thought was clear. This you have to explain, say it in such a way that it is understood by everybody. This is where I want your comments. Why do I keep telling you, write a comment? Whenever you see a video, please send a comment. Many of you say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, thank you. Now that doesn't help me. You have to give a clear comment by saying that yes, this video is helpful. No, this video did not tell me what I wanted. I want this, this and this. In this way, you develop clarity. Now we come to your language. An important mistake which people make, and they are worried about this, is their language. When we are talking about something, it is always better to use the active voice. It's only journalists or reporting where passive voice is acceptable. But when we are speaking, the best way is the active voice. So I'm constantly telling you, do this, do that, practice like this, and so on. These are all active voice sentences. I can say it by saying, this is the way practice should be done, or this is the way improvement can be made by avoiding mistakes. Those are passive forms. Doesn't make much sense if you put it in passive, because it moves away from the audience. To get it close to the audience, you need to have active voice. Also remember that a simple vocabulary, not a very high vocabulary unless it is essential, should be used. Simple sentence structures, simple vocabulary, that is the beauty of speaking. Very often people use very advanced vocabulary, and they make mistakes in this. There is a beautiful play by Sheridan, someday I'll tell you, where you have one person who uses malapropism. Malaprop means misusing words. So there are many such examples, and it's a comedy, so you have real humor with this person, elderly lady, constantly misusing words. English is her mother tongue, but still she is misusing them. It is a very nice comedy. So like that, when we try to use big words, we might be misusing it, or we might be using it in the wrong place. If we use very long sentences, the audience loses what happened at the beginning of the sentence by the time you come to the end of the sentence. Use simple English, short sentences, simple vocabulary, and this is the way to avoid the mistake, which is that you are using forms which are difficult for your audience to follow. Try out these. Let me know how you find this video and how much it helped you. Let me know if you want to learn much more about any particular point. Thank you and all the best.